Welcome to New England Cuisine, the program that celebrates the food and flavors of your favorite New England chefs. I'm your host, Scott Summerfield. Well, it's Italian night here on New England Cuisine, and chef and owner Rob Maffucci is here to show us how to make some terrific Italian signature dishes from his acclaimed Vito's restaurant group menu. The Maffucci family owns and operates Vito's by the Park in Hartford, Vito's by the Water in Windsor, Vito's in Wethersfield, and their newest Vito's restaurant, which opens next month in New Britain. The Vito's restaurant group is acclaimed for its excellent cuisine and customer service and was named one of the top 10 independent restaurant groups in the country by Restaurant Business magazine. Rob has received both local and national recognition, as well as a two-time recipient of the prestigious 40 Under 40 Award, presented by the Hartford Business Journal. Well, tonight Rob will show us how to prepare a beautiful appetizer and entree from Vito's menu, and in our family favorite segments, I'll complete the meal with a wonderful olive oil cake. Well, we're delighted to have you with us tonight, Rob.
Thanks.
We'd like to thank all the Vito's group for providing all the wonderful food for tonight's menu that we're going to have. So what's on the menu to start?
Well, you know, the last time we did some classic Italian favorites.
Yes.
This time I thought we'd do favorites that are signature dishes in our restaurant.
Great.
So, when you come in to any one of our locations, you could find these dishes on the menu: the calamari alla Vito, and then after that the lobster ravioli. So I just want to get started. This dish is a great quick sautéed dish. Of course, you know, we're starting with a lot of extra virgin olive oil,
which we love. Yes.
Well, we can't live without it.
Yeah. And you see, you don't have a problem cooking with extra virgin olive oil.
No. You know, there's certain levels and grades of extra virgin olive oil. Some are so refined that you wouldn't want to cook with.
Right.
But this dish really needs, it really is the foundation of the sauce.
Needs that flavor.
For this dish in particular. So we do use it. A lot of times you can use like a 10% or a lighter type of olive oil, and that's okay too. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly throw some garlic, onions, and then we're going to throw the chopped up calamari. This is tubes and tentacles.
Ah, I love calamari.
You got to use them all. Okay. This one has capers.
Oh, I like it already.
Okay. And then some of our stewed tomatoes that we made earlier. Now this is, again, you want to keep it on high heat and get it cooking, you know, pretty fast.
Right.
The key is a quick saute. You don't want to overcook the calamari. Then what we're going to do is throw some fresh herbs, some basil and parsley, of course, my favorites. A couple of squeezed lemon.
You know what I like about basil, especially in the wintertime too, is that you get that smell and you start to smell summer and you know.
It's just,
so use basil all year round.
To me, it's like fresh air.
It really is.
We're gonna
and calamari, you got to cook it either quickly or you got to go past it, right? You can braise it.
Right, but honestly, your best result is cooking it quickly.
It's quick, right? So it
stays, you know, tender. There's a little sherry wine I'm throwing in here, just enough to make it, to give it enough flavor. You know, this is a dish where white wine, for a lot of times fish is, you know, use white wine, but this one really needs a little heavier wine, a little more flavor. So we'll let that cook
that looks great. So capers, onions, garlic, a little bit of that tomato in there, like from the marinara, or
a little fresh squeeze of lemon.
Yeah.
This dish is
lemon
very
and sherry.
Yeah. Wow. This dish is a very simple but very flavorful dish.
Right.
And we'll let that cook off.
Now, what would you serve this normally?
This is an appetizer, and you know what's really nice about this dish is if you cool it down, it becomes a great cold calamari salad for the next day. So you really you get a lot of uses. You know, you can add a little vinegar to it. Yeah. You know, but the capers actually have that vinegar flavor, so it really
that's a good idea. Make a little extra, right, and then just let it cool down.
Well, in my house, you know, when we cook for one, we cook for 20. Anyway,
yes.
So there you go. And that's it. See, the olive oil really...
Yeah, it's got to be a really good quality olive oil.
Yeah, it really makes a nice... It really thickens the whole sauce idea.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, we were talking about olive oils. What was your little
Pepper?
story that you were telling me about?
When I was
olive
going
oil?
through,
There's so much different
when I was
stuff
going
out
through
there.
Italy, we had seen about 5 different vineyards, and we were just all vineyard out. You know,
Yeah.
you can see how many times you can see all the different grapes and the whole process.
Yeah.
And so we just pulled up in front of an olive oil factory in Montalcino, and we just walked in and said, you know, and it was like, you know, show us how to make olive oil. And the guy goes, all right, come on in. So he shows us how the whole process is done, and he taught me so much because the olive is really what determines the whole process. And they, you know, I learned that when they say first press or second press, or if it says that, it's an olive oil you don't want to use. There's only one press, and that's the first press. They smash it, they spin it in a centrifuge, and water comes out one side, pure olive oil, unfiltered, comes out the other side, period. And how quickly you pick the olive and how quickly you smash it and make the olive oil makes a big difference. Also, olive oil in a dark bottle is much better than an olive oil in a light bottle, because
The light, right?
a light and time are the enemies of olive oil. So if you have an olive oil that you spent a lot of money on in January, you know, use it all up by the end of February. Don't let it sit in the cabinet, you know, until December.
Like you said, because light'll get it, and then once it's opened, it will go rancid.
Well, you know, it won't. It's not that it will go rancid. You know, it'll take a long time for that, but it really will lose the essence in the freshness that a good olive oil has. And a good olive oil will actually, when you open it up and you smell it, it'll actually have almost like an unripened banana peel kind of a smell to it. Really unusual, and this was a whole new experience for me. So we tried, and we were using little snifters and trying the olive oils and all these different things. And this guy happened to be the one manufacturer of olive oil in Tuscany that was the 3 highest rated olive oils in all of Tuscany, which kind of by default makes it the best olive oil in Italy. So it was a great time.
Unfiltered is so cool because it's cloudy and it tastes like butter almost. It's got this creamy, just wonderful flavor. It's just a full-bodied, you just drizzle it on a salad or finish it off. It's a finishing olive oil. You just finish it on a grilled piece of fish or a piece of steak or chicken, or just finish it off on the salad. You don't want to use too much of it, and you don't want to cook with a really, really good olive oil like that, because that sort of goes to waste, because there's so much flavor. And there is a big difference between the olive oils in Italy and the olive oils that you find on the shelf in the United States. This one that I'm going to do the cake with, this is a really nice from a specific region in Italy, and it's made in small batches, and it's that first press, and it makes all the difference in the cake that I'm going to do later, and there's so many games that are played out there with olive oil too, So
what happens is the second press is they heat up the olive, and then they squeeze out the rest of the olive oil.
They keep squeezing
it,
and
and you don't want that.
No. Well, we'll be right back with more of New England Cuisine right after these words. All right, so we're back. We've got another great recipe from Rob Maffucci from Vito's Restaurant Group, and I think we're doing something with that ravioli, that really cool ravioli over there.
This is a dish that's been done in my restaurant, in all of our restaurants for years, maybe going back 20 years. Wow. And this is we make our raviolis from scratch, and these are a very unusual ravioli because we use a red pepper and squid ink top sheet to give it a great flavor and a great design, because it makes such a great plate presentation.
Yeah, it really does.
And
and you were telling me about that. You make, like you said, you make that ravioli so quickly. How do you make it?
Well,
like
we have a sheeter, which is a very large
Italian guy, big Italian guy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, his name. We call him the sheeter. No. This is it's like a machine like a pasta thing that we had, but like 4 times bigger. And you just make the dough, you pass it through, and you finish with a long sheet, about the size of a sheet pan, and then we put the lobster meat down, we cover it with the sheet, and then we do a little crinkle cut around it, and then let them sit, and then we cook them off. So
that's cool.
So what we're going to do is this is our lobster cream sauce with a little vodka. So, and what we'll do is we'll start off with some stewed tomatoes. And let me turn that up. Okay, and then we're going to throw some asparagus in there. Get that good.
Nice.
A little sun-dried tomato. Not too much. Sun-drieds are very, very strong. You don't need a lot.
And did you reconstitute those? They don't look reconstituted, right? You're going to let the sauce do that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. We'll let that. Because what we're going to do,
Which is nice.
what we're going to do is actually throw. What do we have? The vodka.
Ah, yes. Stand back. Mike, do you have the fire extinguisher?
Let me see.
Nice.
I'm going to burn off the vodka.
Boy, that's going to really make that sauce nice, especially with the lobster too. You know, I didn't think about that, but of course,
We're going to add a little heavy cream.
the vodka cream sauce is so popular.
And then we're going to put some lobster base in there.
Ah,
Give it some real flavor.
some more magic.
Of course, my fresh herbs. A little salt. Oh. A little pepper. Let that come to a slow bubble.
See, these are fun dishes you could do even at home.
Oh, these are very simple.
Right? If you did, I mean, it's all about, like you said, is getting your mise en place or all your ingredients together first before you start cooking, and doing anything ahead of time, right? That you could do the day before, or
Absolutely. You know, again, it's the secret is in the prep. You know, if you try to tackle too much at once, you know, your timing might be off. But if you have time to cut up some sun-drieds and you know, chop
Right.
up tomatoes,
Right.
get your sliced garlic, you know, most of the dishes that we do, especially in the restaurant, you know, happen in about 3 minutes time.
Right.
So, and we have all these things to pull from. So.
Right.
You know, so we're ready for it, and
Yeah.
if you can do the same thing. We do the same thing at home. We have you know, we have lobster base. We have all these things sitting in the refrigerator, and you see that nice slow bubble.
yeah, that's really nice.
Isn't that beautiful?
Really nice golden color.
Yeah, now we're gonna pass some of these lobster raviolis in there.
You blanched the
Yes, these are
blanched
actually
a little
already
bit?
cooked,
Right.
and then you want to sort of let the sauce kind of immerse itself.
that back
you know,
up,
right,
yeah.
right. You know, hold. It's like
is such-
I tell them it's like the sauce hugs the ravioli.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, throw a little grated cheese
It's a
in there,
romantic dish.
and add a little more cream.
It is close to Valentine's. I mean, this
It
would be a
is.
nice, really, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of lobster.
And you know,
Dishes.
and you can blanch the asparagus. If you saute them quick, you know, they stay crisp. They stay very tasty.
I always find that with asparagus that you really can do them right in the pan.
Yes.
Quick saute, a little bit
I
of
agree with you.
liquid into it, and it's done. You know. And you didn't do anything fancy with
No,
the
no, this is-
asparagus either, too. You know.
No, it's just
Cut
very
the,
very simple.
the
very
ends
simple.
off and-
You want to cut it so it fits on the plate,
plate,
when
yeah.
when we put it together
right.
for the presentation. You want to make sure that the plate is, or the asparagus fits the size of the plate. So you do a little setup like this.
You still do a lot of the cooking, Rob, or do
You know, from time to time,
will?
I do a lot of menu development. I do a lot of wine dinners,
yeah.
wine dinner events all over, in all of the locations that we do,
Mm-hmm.
and all the special events. I do wine dinners in your home if you like that. I can come to your house.
like that,
I come
yes.
to your house. I set up just like this, and I take over your kitchen, and we have a lot of fun. Make a nice antipasto. It's
Talk about food,
my
yeah.
house, your house kind of thing.
That's very nice.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And then we finish it off,
Yeah.
and put a little bit of cheese on there, and there it is.
That looks great. You know, and it's a real simple dish to make.
And the lobster, the lobster and the regatta cheese inside, you know, it's a very flavorful ravioli inside
So
as well.
yeah, talk to me quickly about that. So the inside, you have fresh lobster meat, ricotta.
Regatta cheese, yeah. We use an impastata and a fresh regatta.
And the impastata is that firmer.
Yes, yes. It's good for. It's a mixing regatta.
Right.
It's very good, very
Right.
good. It stands up to a lot of abuse.
And then any egg in it? or
A
anything?
little egg. Yeah, of course, the salt and pepper, a little fresh basil. You know, all those things. And
Like you said, good ingredients.
yeah, it's the good foundation and the quality of ingredients you use. And it's nothing. There's nothing complicated about the cooking. It's just taking the time to do it right. Is all that's really important.
And you really eat with your eyes so much that I mean, just looking at that dish, you know, it's just the right amount of sauce.
Yes, you want it
can
to
see
cling. You don't want it
yeah.
to sit in a big pool of sauce. You want it to cling to the ravioli and giving it a lot of flavor.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's
Yeah.
good. I'll have to dive into that piece. That's got to be a great favorite at the restaurant.
It is. It's one of our signature dishes. We do the calamari alla Vito, the lobster ravioli. We have several dishes that are common throughout the themes of all the restaurants.
Right.
Although all the restaurants are a little different, but we're tailored to the areas that we're in. But there's a pizza menu that is very familiar in all the restaurants, and some of these same dishes. So there is that. If you have a favorite dish, chances are you'll find it.
Right.
There'll be a lot more in each restaurant, but you'll still find your traditionally signature dishes.
Well, don't go away. We'll be right back with family favorites coming right up. All right.
Thanks.
Very nice.